Yeah, so we're gonna install SmartAutoclicker from F-Droid. So you just go to the F-Droid website. I'll put the link in the description. Anyway, you just get your whatever version you want. To be honest, everything should work fine. There might be some differences between versions, but everything should work. If one version doesn't work, go to the next. Don't forget, don't press F-Droid, press download APK because obviously, right, things and stuff. Anyway, if you have something like BlueStacks, if you have something like LD Player, whatever, you might have a button like this where you can just like select the thing and open, it will install. You can probably also just drag and drop and you get this, right? I have one for Idle Heroes already, but I'll just create a new one just to show you how it's done. I'll just make one button just to be quick. So create Idle Heroes 2, right? So yeah, you press the play button, you get a notification, which I think you can disable, but yeah, whatever. And you get this thing on screen, so you open your Idle Hero stuff, right? Okay, you go to the campaign, for example, and you go here, you press this, which creates a new event. What's our event going to be? I don't know, start team, right? Because you're going to start your team composition, whatever, right? So you select your condition here, which is going to be the button. There is a limit to how big you can, how tall you can make this, right? Before it like stops accepting it. And there is a limit how wide you can make it. So this is basically how like small you can make it. So whatever it is, your condition has to fit inside of that, more or less. Um, so we want to check if this is present, okay? And we can search anywhere on the screen. I put on screen because the buttons in Idle Heroes are very similar to one another, and this could just like reduce the amount of work that you have for multiple game modes. Yeah, tolerate the difference here. Some buttons might differ, and sometimes you might like accidentally select something wrong. Like, okay, I can change it now. Um, but I'll show you. I'll show you in a second. So sometimes you might like select something that's like a bit too wrong. So you increase or decrease the tolerated difference, but based on like how different you want it to be able to detect still. Like how different of a button you don't mind it being. Yeah, I'll show you in a second. All right, cool. The English is lacking now. All right. I usually put it at 10%. You can put it like 20 or something. I never put it at zero because like exact buttons are sometimes hard to find. Like for example, Dokkan has a lot of flashy effects. So yeah, but usually I put it at 10%. Anyway, what I was talking about is like if you do select it like this, right? Like select it like so, right? So it has those corners right there where it's not going to be the exact same every single time if you leave the corners there, right? uh, in terms of pixels, those pixels will make a difference. So in this scenario, you'd put like 20%. So if you move the camera around in the background, it would still work. Let me just add an action. So we want to click. Yeah, sure. Just leave it as click. We wanted to click on the condition. What condition? This condition. Okay, cool. Save. And yeah, it presses the thing, right? So, oh yeah, I can just, yeah, see? It's just doing the thing. It's doing it fast. Right. Cool. Every time that thing appears on screen, it will press it or something similar to it. There are differences between the buttons, so you might want to change it accordingly. Anyway, we can go to this scenario, right? And more. Boop, boop, boop. You can follow their tutorial, but I didn't, so whatever. You don't have to. Press the pause button, the stop button if you want to close it. All right, I'll just go to this one, which is already made. We're going to go to Idle Heroes. Now, the thing is, this presses immediately. The moment this appears on screen, it presses it. You can add delays to make it slower, right? Which I think is here. No, it isn't. You can add delays to make stuff slower. And to be completely honest, you probably should. Okay? So you can add an action. See, you have a wait here. You probably should, but but Campaign is all about spamming battles, and you want to spam battles as fast as possible. So, for example, I'm going to activate it right now. See, it's not doing anything, right? It's not doing anything now. The moment I press campaign, it's just going to spam it, right? And it's going to start a lot of battles, or maybe not, right? Depends on how the game reacts, I suppose. But the thing is, this is going so fast that it might start like 10 battles in a row without stopping, and we'll get to it in a second, I guess. Depends on how fast the game actually responds. I want to lose these as fast as possible so I can just show how it does its thing. And yeah, yeah, there we go. So now it's just going to be spamming battles, for example, and depending on if you want this or not, see, like, it's already gone through three battles right there. Like, yeah. The loading will take a long time though when this happens, but this is the ideal situation for campaign. So that's good. And yeah, you just leave it like this until you just clear the entirety of campaign. Like, if you want to spam battles, this is the way. Again, you can add delays so it doesn't do this. Um, I will like let this load a bit or entirely so you see like the game didn't die or anything like that. But yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. uh, I just have like four things for campaign because there's a battle button when you start, a battle button when you start the level, then there's a confirm, and the next battle button is actually there's a battle button like between, like, right here, right? There's a battle button right here between confirm and the second battle button that's actually different from the other ones. So yeah, look, it's loading, it's loading. It's very slow because it started so many fights, so it might take a bit. And yeah, so long as your emulator doesn't crash, this should be pretty perfect and ideal. So yeah, just leave it to run and do its thing. And if you're able to win, you will win eventually. So there you go.